Some brand new footage of Disney's real lightsaber has just been released, confirming and explaining how it works exactly. In today's video, we're going to analyze this extremely new close-up footage of Disney's retractable lightsaber, talk about the creator of this magical Star Wars relic, theorize what plans Disney could possibly have for this unique technology, and I also wanted to shed light on Disney's other real lightsabers. Yes, there is more than one, equally real in different ways. So I'm ready, let's do this. Hey guys, if you're new here, welcome to the channel. Please feel free to click the subscribe button, and if your finger slips and you click the like button, that's totally fine. It tells YouTube I make good content. Sometimes I get asked, hey, Obi-Dad Kenobi, why lightsabers? And my answer is there is nothing more fun and magical than holding a glowing weapon of your favorite Star Wars character. It is through lightsabers that my imagination thrives, and so does my love for Star Wars. I'm not crying, you're crying. And a quick shout out to Doug on Instagram. Thank you so much for letting me know about this video. This footage is from the Wall Street Journal's YouTube channel. I'll be including a link to this original video down below in the description. This video that just came out like yesterday is particularly focused around one Imagineer who has got the spotlight right now, and a lot of other magical and technical creations that are happening at the research and development secret location for Disney parks. So just in case you've missed a lot of the headlines, news, and my YouTube videos covering Disney's real retractable lightsaber, let me give you a really quick background, okay? They almost broke YouTube when they dropped a short, like 5-second video of Rey turning around and turning on like the first super legit retractable lightsaber that we have ever seen. This happened in the summer of 2021, only 3 years ago, and that was the beginning of the press campaign for the Galactic Starcruiser, Disney's Star Wars completely immersive hotel experience. I actually was able to go on the Galactic Starcruiser, and I did a full comprehensive review video covering the food, the entertainment, and how the magic happened with making your own Star Wars story. If you're curious about it, I'll put a link to that video at the end of this one. So this magical retractable lightsaber that captures the imagination of everyone who sees it lived on the Starcruiser for its unfortunately very short lifespan of only 1.5 years. It was a part of the finale of your experience. Rey turns it on, it's all over the internet, it's not a secret, and as of right now, it's been actually making some appearances in different conventions being held by Josh D'Amaro, the head of Disney Parks and Experiences, who's still been kind of showing it off. And we've actually surprisingly seen a few other people other than Josh and Rey turn on this lightsaber recently. So what could be the fate of this magical retractable lightsaber? We will talk about that in just a minute. But for right now, let's talk about the creator who we have to thank for sparking our imaginations with this wonderful Star Wars tech. His name is Lanny Smoot, and he's suddenly been in the spotlight because he was just recently added to the Inventors Hall of Fame. And only him and Walt Disney himself have been the only people in the Walt Disney Company to ever have received this award. He has also been creating super realistic technology to the faces and eyeballs of the Disney characters, allowing for such crazy tech to appear in such little characters, just like Pascal. And probably his most recent and most impressive invention was the multi-directional treadmill floor, where you can walk in any direction with multiple people, turning VR into something next level. So if anybody out there knows Lanny, give him a high five for me and tell him good job, because it's creations like this that put smiles on people's faces and lights up children's imaginations all over the world. Now, in this video from the Wall Street Journal, I believe is Disney's first time they have officially confirmed how this lightsaber works. Now, so a few years before we saw Rey turn around and light up this retractable lightsaber, Disney did quietly file the patent for this technology. And so from this patent, someone did generate a really interesting 3-dimensional clip of how the lightsaber works, where there almost seems like 2 semicircle measuring tapes come out of the hilt with a reel that has LED lights on it that are super bright. I love the way they overlay the schematics of the saber over what he's actually holding, so you can get an idea of all the little mechanical components that are fitting in this fairly small to average size hilt. It must have taken them so much time to figure out how to make this compact. You can see up at the emitter where the LED strip is coming out with the blade, and it completely blows my mind that two semicircle measuring tapes make this blade look completely seamless. I have not seen any overlapping material in any of the footage from the retractable blade. And again, Lanny, you did a phenomenal job cramming all of this crazy electronics into a lightsaber hilt. So, like I said in the video, this is the closest footage we've ever seen of this amazing invention, and I want to share some details with you guys that caught my eye.
Can someone get the lights? I'd like to show off my Jedi powers.
Okay, first and foremost, Lanny gets lightsabers. He totally does, because sunlight and lightsabers do not mix. So the fact that he killed the lights definitely shows that he knows what he's doing. If you're not too familiar with lightsaber design, when Lanny's holding the lightsaber and he's looking at the activation box, it's that little box in the center of the saber, that's what I call the front. There's only been one film where the bunny ears are pointing to the right, and that's the original Star Wars film that came out in 1977, A New Hope. Every other appearance of this Skywalker Graflex lightsaber, whether it's The Empire Strikes Back or The Force Awakens, the bunny ears are pointing to the left, even in Revenge of the Sith. So the fact that the ears are pointing to the right gives me a sneaking suspicion that Lanny was one of those kids in theaters in 1977 getting his mind blown by Luke Skywalker turning on the first laser sword the world ever saw. Another detail I noticed is that to activate the retractable lightsaber, you press the button. So Lanny actually stayed true to the design of how the lightsaber was turned on by not only Luke Skywalker, but there's also a great clip of Finn turning it on in The Force Awakens. Even though the button is supposed to be red, we'll give Lanny a break because there's a lot of other super accurate details that he put into the design that make it very similar to the prop used in the film. For example, he even included these tiny little square boxes that are a piece of the actual cuff from the Graflex flash gun camera, which was a part used to make the original prop. And the last detail I noticed is that when the blade retracts into the hilt, it really almost completely vanishes, which makes me think that there was previous models like the one Rey held 3 years ago, where you could kind of see a nubbin of the blade poking out of the hilt. So I definitely suspect that the one that he showed off in this video could be like a V3 or a V4, where Rey 3 years ago in the promotional video could be holding like a V1. Did you hear correctly? Yes, you did. I did mention earlier in the video that Lanny's working on multiple real lightsabers that are real in different ways. The second lightsaber that he's working on, which is in the background, which I don't think I've seen anyone else talk about, is a lightsaber that realistically glows from the movie. And right here, he's showing you how he can actually affect the outer glow of the saber. I've never seen anything like this, nor did I know this could even exist in real life, because as of right now, we have these LED lights on long strips inside of tubes, especially Neopixel. If you guys haven't seen any of my lightsaber review videos, here's one. I love Luke Skywalker's lightsaber. It's my all-time favorite. Super bright Neopixel lights have like 200 or 300 lights inside of a blade. Somehow, he's magically altering the light, camouflaging the blade itself, looking so much more realistic to the ones the characters use in the films. And the third lightsaber that he mentions in this video is the one I got to wield on the Galactic Starcruiser. What makes this lightsaber particularly real is that I was able to deflect light blaster bolts. So during the lightsaber training, there was a little unit on the wall, and when a zap of light came out of it and I blocked it with my lightsaber, it recognized that. So there was some kind of a reflective light feature that communicated with the device, telling it that I did deflect the blaster bolt. So unfortunately, because the Galactic Starcruiser is not in commission, what does that mean for Disney's retractable lightsaber? Where could it go? Where could we be seeing it? By the way, did you know that there has actually been some construction on the Galactic Starcruiser? I covered it in a separate video, link up above, and I'll put it at the end of this one. So one idea that popped right into my head is I wonder if they could create any kind of experience where guests could hold and activate and deactivate the retractable lightsaber. But of course, unfortunately, wherever you put people, accidents can happen. So I'm not sure how realistic that could be, but I think that would make a really exciting attraction in Galaxy's Edge or maybe even Tomorrowland. But I think the easiest and probably the most logical place for this retractable, mind-blowing lightsaber to appear is probably in some kind of a stage entertainment show somewhere in the Disney parks. I mean, this thing really is too much fun. It should not be sitting on a desk collecting dust, so I'm glad that they're showing it off online and bringing some attention to the hard-working people who are creating the magic that we get to experience in Disney parks. So guys, thank all of you out there who watched to the end of my video. If you caught a detail that somehow I missed, please let me know down in the comments. In the meantime, as always, take care, be safe, and have an awesome Star Wars day.